At Audio Device, we've seen every major display trend over the last 40 years come through our doors. We've seen the transition from CRT to plasma, the jump from 1080p to 4K, and the massive leap into high dynamic range or HDR. But there is one technology that feels like it's the ghost in the machine of the home theater world, which is 3D. If you walk into a big box store or even a high-end showroom today, you can look at dozens of flat panel TVs, but you probably won't find a single one with a 3D logo on the box. It begs the question, is 3D actually dead, or is it just waiting for the hardware to finally catch up to the vision? Now, it's important to remember that 3D, it's not new. It's actually one of the oldest new ideas in cinema. Most people usually think that it started with Avatar in 2009, but the first golden era of 3D was actually back in the early 1950s. If you were heading to the movies in 1953, you might have seen House of Wax or Hitchcock's Dial M for Murder in polarized 3D. It was a gimmick back then designed to pull people away from their brand new invention, the TV, and back into the theaters. Now, decades ago, Disney was really the only place doing 3D right. If you visited Epcot in the 80s and the 90s, you probably remember Magic Journeys or the legendary Captain EO starring Michael Jackson. You might remember being there and thinking, this is the future of every living room. Disney used massive 70mm film and high-quality polarized glasses to create an experience that was leagues ahead of the red and blue anaglyph cardboard glasses that we used at home. They understood that for 3D to work, it had to be a total sensory experience. It wasn't just about things poking out of the screen. It was more about the sense of volume in the space around you when you're watching that movie. Now, by the mid-90s, Disney upped the ante again with Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. This was a masterclass in 4D, using the 3D screen to convince you that thousands of mice were running past your feet, or that a giant dog was actually sneezing on you. Now, that visceral, physical connection to the image is what made 3D feel like a necessity rather than just a gimmick. You might even be surprised to learn that the quest to bring that magic home started long before the Blu-ray era. Even back in the Laserdisc era of the late 80s, 3D was making its way onto the format. In Japan, there was a specialized system called VHD that used shutter glasses that plugged directly into the player itself. While extremely rare in the States, a few titles like Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare included 3D segments, but it was clunky and a little bit flickery. But for the serious early adopters, it was the first time that they could recreate a vision of that Disney experience in their own home. Now, by 2004, DVD had become the dominant format, and we saw a resurgence of 3D using that old anaglyph red and blue method. And I actually remember watching 3D movies in a system at home using movies like Spy Kids 3D and the Polar Express. Now, even though the colors were a bit washed out, the sense of depth was still enough to get people pretty excited about this technology. And it was essentially a bridge to the digital explosion that was about to hit. Now, that explosion peaked between 2009 and 2012. If you were around in 2009, you probably remember the mad dash to the grocery store to grab a pair of paper glasses for the Super Bowl. Now, while the game itself was in 2D, DreamWorks and Pepsi bet millions on a 3D trailer for Monsters vs. Aliens. What made this so cool was that it was the ultimate low-tech win. Now, because they used a refined version of the red and blue tech, you didn't need a fancy new panel. You could actually sit in front of that same analog tube TV that you've had for a decade and watch 3D right in your own living room. Then, next came Avatar. James Cameron didn't just make a movie. He built a new technical infrastructure for 3D that moved into high-quality polarization. The Avatar effect, it was real. In 2010, nearly 50 major feature films were released in 3D. By 2012, that number hit over 100. At the time, if you bought a premium flat panel TV from Sony or Samsung or LG, it was almost guaranteed to have 3D built right in. Every studio wanted a piece of the upcharge, and for a few years, it felt like 2D was actually the budget option. But look at where we are now. Over the last 5 years, that flood has turned into a very slow drip. While we still occasionally see blockbuster movies like Avatar: The Way of the Water get a 3D theatrical run, the home market has almost completely evaporated. So why did it die? You could argue that people just hated wearing those glasses, but the real technical assassin was HDR, or high dynamic range. There is a sound technical reason for this. 3D It's a light killer. Whether you use passive or active shutter glasses, you are essentially putting sunglasses on to watch a movie. 3D typically eats up about 50 to 75% of your total light output. Now, compare that to the goal of HDR. HDR is all about spectacular highlights, those searingly bright reflections that make a 4K image look so lifelike. Now, to do HDR right, you need massive amounts of light. So when the industry shifted its focus to HDR, 3D became a real contradiction. You can't have a high brightness experience when you're wearing filters that dim the screen by almost 70%. So manufacturers chose the 4K HDR path because it offered a better 2D image 100% of the time, rather than a compromised 3D image maybe 5% of the time. So by 2017, the last holdouts officially pulled the plug on 3D TV production. And today, you can't even buy a 3D capable flat panel from a major manufacturer, even if you tried. While theatrical 3D releases still happen, and Disney is keeping the flame alive with high-res 3D streaming for Apple Vision Pro, the idea of a 3D TV for your living room is officially on ice. But does that mean that it's actually dead? Well, for the average living room, the answer to us is likely yes. For now, it's dead. However, for the dedicated theater enthusiasts, 3D is on life support rather than being totally buried. While Sony has effectively retired 3D from their latest XW series laser projectors to focus on HDR impact, there are still a few brands carrying the torch. JVC is still the king of 3D with their high-end NZ800 and NZ900, which include a dedicated 3D synchro port. Epson is also still carrying it in some of their models like the Home Cinema 5050 UB, proving that they still value that fun factor of a big screen 3D experience. And looking ahead, there's 3 areas where we see the possibility of 3D might be reborn, and it could be pretty cool. While the living room is still probably a 2D zone for now, the energy at CES 2026 sort of told a different story this year. When we were at the Samsung booth, for the first time in a decade, 3D really felt like it was being built into the home again, not just as a gimmick, but as a high fidelity experience. Samsung's new 32-inch Odyssey 3D monitor is the real canary in a coal mine. It uses real-time eye tracking cameras to adjust the 3D image specifically for your pupils, giving you glasses-free 6K experiences. This eye tracking tech is the key. It solves the sweet spot problem that killed older 3D tech. We also saw spatial signage from Samsung and 85-inch micro LED panels that use a 3D plate built directly into the glass, allowing multiple people to see depth without wearing glasses. And also, the move toward micro LED and SQD mini LED is the other half of the puzzle here. We are now seeing panels pushing a staggering 10,000 nits of peak brightness. This is the HDR win that we've actually been waiting for. With that much light in the bank, manufacturers can finally layer on 3D filters without the image looking too dim. So whether it's through this tech trickling down to home displays, or even TCL's Ray Neo AR glasses that put a 1200 nit 3D theater right on your face, the industry is proving that 3D was just waiting for a backlight powerful enough to just keep up and give you a great experience. And also, don't forget about Disney here. While they stopped releasing 3D Blu-rays in the US, they've partnered with Apple to bring high-res 3D streaming to their Apple Vision Pro. It's a return to that personal Disney theater feel, total immersion without the brightness loss, because the screens are literally right in front of your eyes. So overall, our final thoughts here at Audio Advice: is 3D dead for home theater? In the current world, we would say yes as of the beginning of 2026. The sunglasses in the living room era is probably over, and frankly, HDR won that battle for good reason. But as panels get brighter, pushing past that 5,000 nits, the tax of 3D becomes a little bit less of an issue. And we would say, if we ever get to a place where a reasonably priced 100-inch micro LED panel that can deliver a glasses-free 3D experience at around 2,000 nits, we think that format, it could very well return. Time will only tell if the film industry really wants to give us the content, but we suspect they probably will in the future. Now, I'd really love to hear from you in the comments below. Are you a fan of 3D, or are you happy to leave that era with all those glasses behind? And do you have any favorite 3D discs that are still in your collection that you used to love to watch, or maybe still have a system that you can watch them on? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're looking to upgrade your home theater, 3D or not, we have our full projector and TV buyer's guide that I'll link down below in the description. And as always, you can check out our Home Theater Central at audioadvice.com, where we have our free home theater design tool that will help you design your theater and put everything in the exact location it should go. If you have more questions, chat or call us at audioadvice.com, or stop by one of our award-winning showrooms and we would be happy to help you out. And before you go, if you like this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.